Save Our Swans, a community event for DY coming up. Let's talk about it and why we need to save our swans.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, Charles. Morning, Mark.
Morning. Well, it's a very special episode today, guys. We're at episode 700 of the Novak Morning Minutes, and what a better guest to have on this morning. We've got Jeff Rowan, a DY local through and through, although you're not currently local, telling us this morning about an initiative he's got set up in the DY Narrabeen Lagoon area. And how important it is for the local community and what that ties into with local sporting clubs and local initiatives. Jeff, you want to touch on that very quickly?
Yes, mate. Thanks, Charles. We've got an event coming up on the 26th of March, which is Saturday week. It is down at DY Lagoon. We've got support from DY Football Club, at DY Surfing Fraternity, the Northern Beaches Lions, and the event's really about the weather, to raise the awareness of the lagoon and the current issue we have with the swans. The fact that we've only got one mating pair of swans left on the lagoon. Our objective is really just to lift the profile of the lagoon, start to do some cleanups, do some planning, and at the end of the day, try to rebuild the ecosystem around the lagoon so it'll actually, I suppose, allow the swans to thrive and then basically come back to DY. That's the event, mate. It's really looking for local volunteers from those clubs to come down and help out for a few hours and basically have a sausage thanks to the Lions at the end of it.
So, Jeff, the most interesting man in the world, this sounds pretty urgent to me. There was, I think you mentioned off air, there was 400 or 500 black swans. If you look into DY, guys and girls, our history, on the logo of DY, there is a black swan. DY synonymous for it. There was 400 or 500 of them. At what time? How long ago was that?
I think if you look at the photos back in the 1950s, mate, it was the lagoon was covered with black swans, and I dare say that was the rationale behind getting the black swan as the DY logo. So yeah, it's only, I suppose, with DY growing at the pace it's growing and development around DY and things like that it's become an issue. And I think sediment is a major issue as well as just population. And this is all about just purely trying to raise the awareness and raise a campaign that can help the black swan and actually get DY Lagoon back to what the lagoon it should be, that it will love and we can swim in and ultimately our kids can swim in and things like that. That's what we'd love to do, mate.
Now, as a kid, I actually made a secret raft in DY Lagoon with a couple of buddies of mine, where we had barrels tied up, pallets tied up, rope tied up, and we used to rock around the lagoon there. I hope it's still not there. It was probably cleaned up, but we definitely enjoyed it as we thought we were sort of Huckleberry Finn in those days. True story. How does it get that bad, Jeff? Like, it's like to have such a huge community surrounding that waterway, and it just seems like we've left our run too late. How did that happen?
Mate, not real sure about the history and how it happened and what all those sort of elements are. It's more focused on, hey, it's still there. It's still a massive part. It can be a centerpiece of DY, and anything can be fixed. So they've got some campaigns around like Narrabeen Lagoon and different lagoons around. And if you look at those, they're thriving. So there's no reason why we can't actually give it a bit of attention and get it thriving again for the next generations to come, mate. So it's not real sure the history of it, but I know it's definitely something that the council want to help with as well as the locals, and I reckon just get on with it.
It's not too late?
Nah, never too late. Never too late.
And what's got to be done? So when everyone gets together on the 26th, you're looking for 50 people.
Yeah.
Do it.
Sorry.
Do those guys, are they part of the club? Do they've got to be part of the club, or do they register online, or how does that work?
So all the volunteers need to register. There is a registration form just to make sure that we abide by all the regulations of the council. They can be any local member. I'm after anyone really. It's a bit of a proof of concept to make sure that we can turn around to the council and say, look, we do love our lagoon. We are willing as a community to put the effort into the lagoon to make it better. And I think if we get this project up, then we can actually do more and more projects, because there's no point going in there and planting and then no one looks after those plants in 3 months' time and all of a sudden they're dead. So I think it'd be great to have a program where every 3 months we turn around and go down and do it and continue to build on a foundation of growth and just continue it as we go, mate. That would be where I'd love to see this project go. So every 3 months we go down there and we start.
All right, so I'm a local. I turn up, I high five everyone else that's there on the day. I eat a sausage to get my sustenance for the morning from the Lions Club. What is the work that's involved? So what will people like? Will we just throw? Are you going to throw shovels at everyone, or what's the work that gets done on the day?
No, mate. Most of the volunteers will come from the DY surfing fraternity, DY football club, and mate, there'll be pre-briefings and they'll be pre-registered. So it's going to be pick up some rubbish, plant a few trees, and do some weeding. That's the 3 things that we're going to do, just to see how big an area we can do in a short period of time. And basically, there's some noxious weeds down there to pull out. It's really if we can get the sand dunes back to where they need to be as well. So it's a full-on ecosystem around that. It's a big chunk of land. I think it's 30 hectares, but I've been wrong before. It's like a big chunk of dirt, the whole lagoon, and all those little riverways that come into it. It's all part of it. So if you think of, DY better than I do, in terms of where you go back up to the football fields and you go past the Tymo, and you've got all those little waterways that go right back up and all the runoffs. So it's looking at all the runoffs that go into the lagoon as well. So we'll focus on one little part on Saturday, but realistically, the lagoon is a much bigger area with a lot of different sort of feeding factors that come into it, mate.
Gotcha.
So,
and sorry, I hope you don't mind if I jump in. You mentioned initiatives up in Narrabeen, and I assume many other lagoons around the area, which are like you said, thriving. Now, do you know what it takes or what the condition of the lagoon needs to be for some of those swans to return? Or have you seen other successes in other areas? How much, not man hours per se, but what like is there a timeline more or less?
The only thing I am aware of is swans are a good indication of the ecosystem under the water. They're top feeders, so they sit on the top with their long necks and they feed down. If there's nothing under the waterline or on the bottom that they can feed on, then they don't have an ecosystem, so then they have to move. So it's actually
Gotcha.
Swans are just an indication of what life inside the lagoon looks like. That's
Course,
really it.
yeah.
So we really need to. The more swans we get back, we know the healthier the lagoon is. In short, so mate, Charles, I'm definitely no expert at all. It's more the fact that I know there was. There's some good people doing some great stuff down there. You've got friends at DY Lagoon that have been doing stuff there for years, and I know that there is I think we just need a little bit more attention, a little bit more focus, and basically we can get the lagoon back to where we can certainly improve.
Yeah, no, that definitely makes a lot of sense.
So it's really a manpower issue. It sounds more than anything.
There's a multiple of different factors, Mark, that need to be addressed. I think this is the first step in a journey of just trying to get basically the whole awareness amongst the community that, hey, we do have a beautiful lagoon that sits in DY. We do have a beautiful beach that sits on the other side of the sand dune. A lot of attention gets put on the beach, but maybe we need to put a little bit more attention back into the lagoon, mate.
Well, let's do it. You've done a great job. Thank you very, very much for pulling the community together for something like this, because it's amazing that we've got to this situation. I don't know. It blows my mind that we cannot be looking after an environment that's right under our nose. Where, I'm very quick to hear on the news about initiatives around the world, and then in our own backyard, there's something there that's crying out for help. So, guys and girls, if you can get together on this, do we go to a website or where do we go?
Mate, Wormsby's Trees is a website. Wormsby's Trees does have a social media page on Facebook and Instagram. It's just Wormsby's Trees. Look it up. I did some posts over the last couple of days that you'll be able to see and get some more details and things like that. But feel free to hit me up on those sites.
And mate, good luck with it. Where hopefully we can give it a pump. It's and it's on a Saturday. Well, I'm gonna try to get there if I can. The open house is booked. It's always tough, but let's have a go. Before we let you go, can you explain why you're the most interesting man in the world, Gypsy Jeff?
We need to have another new podcast for that, mate. So yeah. But Mark, as always, I appreciate all the support you do for Wormsby's Trees, mate. You are, I appreciate it. So,
where are you this morning? You're not getting away from me. Where are you this morning?
I'm in Cobar. I'm in the kids' playground in Cobar. I'm about to go back to the van and wake up the kids to say I've discovered the best playground for them. So, ladies and gentlemen, for you guys that are not aware, Jeff is doing this while he's away with his family. How long have you been away for? Months? We left on the 20th of January. And how long are you going to be away for? I don't know. We now have I think we might turn a nomad family. So we've said 12 months. So wow. So you've really just begun the journey. So mate, good luck on that. So you're basically going to circumnavigate around Australia? Well, we've just had some issues with border closures and things like that. So now we're heading back to northern New South Wales, to be honest, to help some family that's lost everything in the floods. So we'll probably spend a month or two up there helping a few people out, and then we'll get back on the road. So, mate, good on you. Good on you. Right. The most interesting man in the world, Jeff Rowan. Thank you very, very much. A very good man, doing a very good thing for the community. Charles, any questions for Jeff?
I think we've covered it all. Thank you so much for speaking with us this morning, Jeff. And like Mark touched on earlier, I hope to make it down in the next coming Saturday to lend a hand. Charles and Mark, I appreciate your time this morning. Take it easy, boys. Cheers, bud. Take care. Ciao.